Am I the a-hole for telling my mother she will no longer see her grandchild? I know it seems rough, but it's worth it when you hear why. Guys, my name's Mr. Reddito, and today I present you with 4 stories. I cannot wait to hop right into this. If you're new to the channel, check us out and consider subscribing. Here comes the highlighted story of the day. Ever since I, 24 female, was a kid, my mom's done nothing but criticize my weight, made comments every time I ate, and weighed me constantly. Literally went to school to tell them to make sure I never ate candy or treats or pizza, and even praised me when I subsequently developed an eating disorder as a preteen. She told me at one point she would disown me if I ever got fat. I still see therapists and work through the damages she's caused my whole life. I limit my contact with her because, even as an adult, she convinces me to weigh myself. I have a literal fear of scales because of her and also give me advice. I have a 17-month-old daughter and she adores her grandma. I let them see each other every now and then since they both love to see each other, and I usually have my fiancé drop her off. Last night was a family gathering. I was invited and decided to go since the family I'm close to was going, and so many people would love to be there and I could keep my distance from my mom. My daughter was sitting on my aunt's lap while I was there along with other people. My mom came over and said something like, quote, "Wow, she's getting chubby. She should go along with you to a Weight Watchers meeting and you can both learn good eating habits." I was livid. I'm used to her making comments to me and have been for years, but now she's attacking my child. I nearly lost it, took my daughter and said we're leaving, and if she can say that crap, then she won't be seeing this grandchild ever again. One of my cousins texted me later to check on me. She said that she agreed with what I told my mom also, and told me, I asked her to, that my mom's playing the victim and most of the people who were there think I'm a jerk. My aunt said it's cruel to keep a grandmother from seeing her grandchild. I don't feel like I'm an a-hole, but I'm genuinely curious if other people besides my family think I am. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure my daughter does not have the issues I did. And if that means keeping her from seeing my mom, I won't hesitate to do it. Okay guys, so for me this one's pretty easy. I have to lock in not the a-hole, and I'm so glad OP took her daughter out of that extremely toxic situation. I think it's so incredibly rude how this person just keeps talking about people's weight, and the way she abused her daughter growing up blows my mind. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this story, or if you've had any similar situations. Our next story on the day is about a teacher who oversteps his boundaries by mentioning Nazis. Here we go guys, story number 2. So, I'm 14 female and I've been going to school in person since August. I'm a high school freshman and one of my classes is world history. Yesterday, we started on the Holocaust. Before we start the unit, he explained to us that he's Jewish and his great-grandpa was a victim of the Holocaust and that he might get a bit emotional while teaching. My teacher was explaining to us Nazi standards and he decided to use me as an example. I'm very pale, blue-eyed blonde girl, but I do have Jewish ancestors. I'm not Jewish because I'm atheist, but it's still in my blood, and my family had to suffer, which I guess he did not know. He looked at me and said, "You, the Nazis would love you. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if you had Nazi blood in ya." I was ducking appalled. I knew this teacher did not like me, but he crossed the line when he compared me to a freaking Nazi. I'm not going to lie, I lost my crap. I got up and walked out the door and called my mom to pick me up. No, I'm not supposed to just leave, but I did it. I told my mom what happened and she called the school and raised heck. She's friends with the principal and he assured her that he would either be reprimanded or released from his position. I think he's getting what he deserves, but my friend Mia, who actually really likes him, called me an overdramatic jerk, and that I just ruined someone's livelihood, which made me feel guilty. Am I the a-hole? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the way he said it. He didn't say it like a teacher making a connection or something to explain it better. He said it aggressively and was pretty snarky about it, which is one of the reasons I walked out. Okay guys, here's an update. I just got home from school. I only have 4 hours due to COVID. He wasn't there. The principal said that he would be on probation. I don't know what that means for a teacher, and that he had apologized. He refused and quit that day. I don't know why he quit, he just did. Thank you for your kind words, guys, and a special thanks to another available 18 who messaged me and said overdramatic jerk, but you get it from your mama Nazi. I appreciate it. Making a Jewish student so uncomfortable that she literally walks out of class by a grown adult male who's supposed to be her teacher, by the way, comparing her to a Nazi? Not the a-hole. Actually, I think this teacher deserves everything he had coming to him, and I hope he can never teach again. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comment section down below, if you agree or not. If no, let me know your opinion. The next story we're going to look at involves work drama. It's when a prank goes awfully wrong. Guys, subscribe to the channel, check out all the videos on it, and let's hop right into this next story. Relevant backstory. I was rear-ended by semi years back. I'm a paraplegic and have a brain injury and PTSD from the accident. I have off and on done some remote 900 plus miles project management for the team I worked with when I got hurt. There were 2 lingering problems. Number 1, react big when startled. If something loud happens behind me and I'm holding something, I'll throw it. This is a big improvement over where I used to puke and faint, and it's manageable. I always sit with my back to the wall, and number 2, I cry 5 to 6 times a day completely at random for no reason. And overall, I cry really easily with minimal cause. It's awful, and I tell everyone about these things immediately and often. Now, am I the a-hole? I have a new colleague, NC. NC came to conference in town where I live. He wanted to meet for the first time and discuss very successful nearly finished project. We met and I was escorting him to his car. He said he left something behind in the workspace and came back quietly and yelled, "Boo!" just behind me. I threw my work laptop at a fence and it smashed. I was panic gulp bawling. NC said something like, "Wow, you're even worse than they said." My neighbor came running and took him away and I went into the house to calm down. I called IT for a new laptop and got it transferred to HR. His version of events were extremely different and included accusations of me weeping being manipulative to cover willful destruction of employer property. Neighbor has video file with sound and I sent the file to HR. NC was terminated, no appeal possible. HR asked if I wanted the file sent to police and said corporate legal wants to. I said, okay. Well, he's been charged with some kind of felony, which DA will not drop or plead down without my consent. Charges alone make him unemployable in his highly specialized area forevermore. Video makes conviction pretty much guaranteed. He has written apology and I'm not impressed. I watched the video and he's smirking like Jack Sparrow sneaking up. He looks shocked when the laptop's thrown and I lose it, but the stuff he said to HR makes me furious. Also, I have relationships, diagnoses, and video etc. to protect me. I'm much less vulnerable than I must have seemed. How many times has he pulled something like this and gotten away with it? Am I the a-hole for not telling DA to drop it? I don't feel like the a-hole. I feel very hurt and mad, so I'm worried I'm being petty and spiteful. But also, he really will not get to work in his field again, and he solely supports his family. Stupid games, stupid prizes. But he does have 7 kids under 16 who 2 are profoundly disabled, and his wife has never worked. I have 10 days to get back to HR or legal and DA. I have to lock in Not the A-hole, and this is why. This guy, aka the jerk of the story, has 2 disabled children himself. What would happen if someone else played the exact same prank on one of them? I don't think he would like it very much, and I think he got everything he deserved, and I can't wait to see if an update comes out for this story to see how much time he got in the slammer. There's still one more story left in today's video, and the title is, Am I the A-hole for snitching on my stepdad to his ex-wife? Which basically ruined Christmas for him and my mom. I hope you guys are enjoying the story so far, and let's check out the final story of the day. Okay guys, I've got no time to check my grammar because I'm using an old phone. Important backstory. I'm a 16-year-old female and my stepbrother 16 of 2 years is a little person. Term he personally said was okay to use. Nearly everyone at my school likes him because he's extremely funny and, well, everyone except for a girl I'll call Marianne. She goes out of her way to make his life hell due to him being a little person. He's usually good at making her insults into jokes, but she's really upped her game lately to the point even her own friends told her it's not funny. Yesterday, she made a comment about his sister who passed away, and used slurs about them both. Then she told him to off himself and save my stepdad the embarrassment of having a beep of a son. He snapped and called her multiple names like the school's bike, then said the only reason she hates him so much is because even he, as Mr. Slur, looks down to her. There was other stuff said between them both, but I don't want to get the post flagged. Marianne ended up walking crying due to the fact everyone was laughing at her because, again, my stepbrother's extremely funny. Her mom ended up at my mom's house screaming about everything. They would not let my stepbrother explain, even when I and my brothers, who are both 15 and 18, tried to stick up for him. They basically told us to shut up and painted Marianne as this innocent victim. Marianne gave him a duck you smirk on her way out. My stepdad screamed at my stepbrother extremely ablest stuff, then broke his phone and told him he does not want to see him till next Sunday when his mom was due to pick him up. He, stepdad, rang his ex and told her a completely different story, then even lied. Said that he was harassing Marianne because she rejected him. So here's where I may be the a-hole. I looked up his ex on Facebook and told her the truth and how my stepbrother was suffering at the hands of Marianne, but was too ashamed to tell anyone because of his dad, because he knew what would happen. Well, long story short, his mom ended up at our house with her cop brother, and my stepbrother took his stuff. She said she's suing him for damages to her son's stuff and that he will never see my stepbrother again. She showed them my messages when they asked her how she found out. I got grounded and my phone/iPad got taken away. My mom came into my room crying, saying I ruined Christmas because we'll have to use all our money for lawyers to get out of this mess I created. And it wasn't any of my business what happened. Quick little edit. So, I'm currently at my granny's house till my dad gets back from work. My brothers are here too. I've texted my stepbrother since I've gotten my phone back. His mom gave Marianne and her mom hell, literally left them in tears. My dad said he'll try to get full custody. Also, I've blocked my mom. I don't want to hear her guilt-tripping BS. And I've taken anything important with me so it won't go missing till I can get all my stuff out. Thank you everyone for the advice. I'm honestly so glad that OP stuck up for her brother. I have to say not the a-hole, but honestly I think the mom and stepdad are the complete a-holes of the story. Let me know what you guys would have done if you were in OP's shoes in the comment section below. Like I said, I'm gonna lock in not the a-hole, and I'm so glad someone stood up for the brother. Okay guys, That's all the stories I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the content. Check out my Instagram channel that's in the description below. I just started it, but we're going to start uploading daily pictures of the life of Mr. Reddito. Okay, I hope everyone has an amazing night, and I'll see you in tomorrow's videos.